America Underwater, Chosen Elect Being Hidden, and Spiritual Lesson. In the first part of the dream, I was telling people that Yeshua Jesus had had enough. Then he opened the floodgates of heaven, and there were several water hurricanes in the sea, and it became to overflowed an area. I had a feeling like I was in America. I knew it was time, so I walked out into the sea and raised my arms up to be lifted up unto Yeshua Jesus. I went inside one of the water hurricanes. Second part of the dream. Then I was in another scene, and a few of us were running away from people because they had been given a reward if they handed us over to someone. I kept hidden. Then I seen that one of my friends had been taken into a house, and so I went in to retrieve her. But then I found out that they were hiding her from the people, so I apologized for thinking that they were hurting her. Then I asked if there was a room I could pray to my Father, and afterwards we both were kept hidden. Third part of the dream. Then in another scene, two men were getting ready to fight each other. They organized swords to fight each other. I went behind a curtain and someone told me to watch. But I said no, I am a gentle spirit. I do not like violence. Then after a while, the time had come for me to get into war. And so I drew out my sword and began a fight. I was very efficient with my sword fighting skills and won the fight. Fourth part of the dream. I was in a forest and was helping to redeem a man whom I knew. Me and two others were sitting on a rock speaking with him. Fifth part of the dream. Then another scene. Me and someone else came across a field, and two actors from The Chosen were talking to teens about the show. The woman who played Mary Magdalene was there, and the man that played Jesus, Yeshua, was there. The person who was with me said to tell them about my dream, but I said I needed to understand it first, and so I went further afield to speak to the Holy Spirit. Interpretation. The first part of the dream. This part of the dream was a future event that will take place with America because of her many sins and abominations. Second part of the dream. This part of the dream was just before the future event. The chosen elect were hiding. The people of the world wanted to capture them so that they could get the material reward. The ones who believed in God and wanted to be good helped them. Third part of the dream. The Gentile spirits stepping up during this time to be bold and join the war, the spiritual war between the forces of darkness and the forces of the kingdom of light. The fourth part of the dream. Symbolic of the elect reaching out to the lukewarm believers, believers who are more than with the world than they are with God Elohim. Talking with them, helping them draw back to the Father's heart. The fifth part of the dream. When the two actors from The Chosen were talking to teens, this is very symbolic to the older ones, the mature believers in God, being spiritual mothers. And big brothers to the younger immature believers in God, and guiding them to truth and further to the Father's heart. Then when I went further out to be alone with the Father, this is a confirmation of what I do every time I get a dream. The Holy Spirit speaks to me, telling me the interpretation as part of the gift He gave me.